once you're scrubbed in, you're gonna pick this up. Imagine I'm gouting glove. I pick this up, and it's gonna live on my back table back here, but I don't just put it back there on my back table, I wait.
Right? Because what should I do? What am I going to do? Before he puts that in there. So even though I checked for integrity before, let's say, but we still don't know. You could have gotten a hole, you know, when you put it over here or something, or, you know, during the process. So what they normally do is that their circulator will come, and then they will hold this up in the light like this to look for holes, because sometimes, even in the naked eye, you don't see it right close, but if you hold it up, you know, in the light, you can see like these little holes, puncture holes, and that makes it contaminated, right?
Right.
So if I don't check, and this has holes, and he just went on and put that thing on the back table, then guess what? That
Everything's
whole thing is
shot.
sterile. So you see how this sterility is very important, right, and to check?
And that's
So
why I
little
caution
things like
you
that.
about putting things on there before it's been checked, because if you put suture things on there and you find out that there's a problem with the integrity, well then everything that you open in there is now also contaminated. So be a little bit careful about that. But it is normal to have several different.
Right,
Areas
you know,
open.
depending on your circulator.
So we told you about opening fuel packs. I know we didn't do much. You have a question before we move on?
Yes. So while you're holding that, if you're the only person in the room, so would you put that on the table right here since that's not
Well,
sterile yet?
I'm not the only person in the room because she looked at it.
The circulator.
Right.
But if you're alone, I won't touch that until
Someone else comes
somebody
in.
someone comes.
Okay.
Right, right. But even though that she checked it and we determined that it's contaminated, you're gonna realize that I have to change at least my gloves, if nothing else, I have
Right.
to change. If I have double glove like I'm supposed to, all I can have to do is take off my top gloves and I'm good to go. If I haven't, then I'm kinda screwed. And we wanna avoid that.
Do they usually have another place you can stick that all on its own so it's not on the
So,
main stand?
most of the time,
There's gotta be
so
someplace.
right now, it's rare that they have this bogey set, you know, by itself. But you can use this too. Like, you know, if I want this, because I want to drape my mail and all
Right.
that stuff, you know, they can put it in here, they can have another table, because I don't want anything on here.
Bone stands are available, but prep stands, little tables like that are around. It's not an unusual thing to have multiple tables.
Is there like a specific place for each of those?
Well, like I said, you gotta kinda use your brain to know where this thing is gonna live. Now, I put this stuff in places where I know I'm gonna need it, right? I know I'm gonna pull up my mail stand first once it's draped out, and then I'm gonna pull my back table up, and then I'll pull my ring stand up. There's a reason I put it where it goes. There are logical and illogical places to put it, but not necessarily one set specific way. Depends on how the room is set up. It could be flipped compared to this, for example. That's one thing. Those rooms down there are intentionally set mirror images to one another. So that in one room, you would set it up like this, with the ring stand on one side and the mail stand on the other. In the other room, to set it up correctly, it's opposite of that.
Look,
You have to pay attention to your room.
So you gotta be careful with that.